YouTube crew, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. Now today we're going to be talking about 3 simple tips for the average rebirth player that is looking to start getting more kills, dying a little less, and overall just starting to win more and have a little bit more fun. So as we're dropping in here, first things first, I want to talk about the format for today's video, and the format's going to be very simple. I want to talk to you a little bit about tips while the gameplay is just kind of rolling, giving you some concrete tips that you can start to implement to start to get better. And then we're actually going to jump into the breakdown of the gameplay. We're going to basically pick it up where we are. We're going to break down the rest of the gameplay, kind of seeing how those tips play out, and I'm going to be giving you some bonus tips throughout the gameplay. Now, the one thing I do want you to do today is share this with a friend. Send this to somebody that you want to see improve at Rebirth. Maybe it's a teammate, maybe it's your brother, whatever it is. Go ahead and send this over to them so that they can improve as well. Now, when we're talking about the average player, let's go ahead and define what the average player is first. I did a lot of research on codtracker.gg, which is where I get all my stats from, and the average rebirth player right now is around a 0.97 rebirth KD. Now, some people are going to be below average, some people are going to be above average, so really what we're looking at is probably about, for me, a 0.9 to a 1.2 is really an average player. Once we start getting to that 1.3 to 1.5 range, we're talking about good players that just happen to make some mistakes. And then once we start getting to the 1.5, 2 is a really good player, and then 2 above is really, at that point, a really good player. So the average rebirth player is somewhere between a 0.9 and a 1.2, and we're really talking about simple tips that you can do to start to improve. The first one is going to be working on your aim. And when I say working on your aim, I understand that not everybody is able to play, 15 to 20 to 25 hours a week like some of these streamers and some of these other people. I get that some of you only have, 3 hours a week to play, and you're playing with your friends just to keep in touch with them. 5 minutes of aim training will literally pay off for you so much. Being able to hit shots will allow you to win more 50-50s, win more gunfights, and it really only takes a few minutes. You don't have to spend 20 to 30 minutes doing aim training. I have a video down in the description below for you that really goes through how I set up my aim training and how I do it, but it really only takes a few minutes to do. So tip number 1 is going to be just work on your aim a little bit, hit a few more shots, take a little less damage, get a few more downs, get a few more kills. Now, once we are feeling a little bit better about our aim, then we need to go into information. I think it's the most important thing in Rebirth is information. Too many of you struggle with understanding where people are, and what ends up happening is you wander around kind of not really knowing where anybody is. So, in terms of improving as an average player, something very simple that you can do is start to get more UAVs up and use your mini-map a little bit more. So, we want to get UAVs up, focus on cash flow, understand where people are. And this is something that we'll talk a lot about in this gameplay, is how I'm using information to my advantage. How do I know where people are? Well, right here, I see people over in Foursquare. They're on my level. They're on the mini-map. So I know exactly where they are. I can go ahead and push over this direction. So really using information to our advantage to start to get more kills and put ourselves in better positions where we can then hit shots and start to get more kills, take a little less damage, and have a little bit more fun. Now, tip number 3, and this one's very simple. I wanted to talk a little bit about movement, but I don't want to make this very complex for you. A lot of people say slide canceling, jumping, and all these things. My 3 basic movements to work on are slide canceling, jumping, and strafing while shooting. Now, when I talk about tips for the average player, jumping can be a little bit tough. You have to work on your button layout. You have to get used to it. You have to get comfortable jumping while shooting. That one's a little bit tougher. When we talk about slide canceling, that's the biggest skill gap differentiation. One of the biggest skill gap differentiators in Rebirth in Warzone. I really want you to focus on strafing. It's very simple to do. It is simply moving your stick left and right while shooting. That's all. That is it. Moving your stick left and right while shooting. It's going to help you. It's going to force your opponent to track you, allow you to take a little bit less damage, giving you that advantage once we factor in hitting shots. Now, little bonus tip for you here that I'm going to be just brutally honest. I'm going to be honest. Some of you just need to use better guns. I know you love the M13. I know you love the LC10. I know you love the guns that you've been using for 2 years. But, we need to move on. Those guns aren't great. Everybody says, Joe, the LC10 is fantastic. The LC10 is statistically one of the worst SMGs you could possibly use. So, yes, there are probably gunfights that you are losing simply because the gun that you are using is not as good as your opponent's. You need to start using better guns. I'm not saying you have to go grind for the meta, although if something's super meta like this hipfire PPSH, I'd probably recommend it. But, just use guns that are a little bit more viable. So let's go ahead and jump into this gameplay. As I mentioned, I'm going to be giving you bonus tips throughout. Actually, before we kind of pick this up here, if you are looking to get better at Rebirth, I took my KD from a 0.7 to over a 4 KD. So if you are looking to get better, just consider hitting that subscribe button down below so that my content gets pushed to you a little bit more. You can click on it more often. And if you want to know when I post and when I go live, I stream on YouTube 4 days a week. So if you want to know when I post and go live, make sure you turn on that notification bell as well. Now, as I turn this corner here, I'm going to hear one above, and I actually get both just by chance. That's where you really see that the hip fire is, or the PPSH is completely broken. Like, I barely even shot that second guy, and it was able to get him down. And right here, you see how slide canceling allows me to play faster. But again, I really want to focus on the 3 main tips, a little bit of bonus tip about using these guns, and we're gonna be highlighting some other ones as well. I'm gonna go ahead and push up here, trying to figure out where people are. Right here, notice this situation. Lack of information makes this game tough. Yes, I'm playing pace. Don't worry about pace today. This is 3 simple tips. Just notice how I don't have information. I'm kind of stuck in a weird spot. I don't know where anybody is. I don't really know who to challenge right now. So I'm trying to figure it out, and this is what happens. Bonus tip. Right here. Yes, I die. I'm a 4 KD player. I die. It happens. But you know what?
That's unfortunate.
Bonus tip, again, learn why you die. What mistake did you make that led you to dying? Right there, I got way too over-aggressive, and I didn't have any information that that team was actually in there, that there were 2 people. I heard 1 person, but if I have information there that there's 2, I play that completely differently. So when I talk about learning from our deaths, that's a situation where I say, you know, that gameplay strategy wasn't great. Now we have another bonus tip right here. Keeping loadouts up as much as possible. Now, it gets a little bit tougher when you die a little bit more often because, you know, you're really going to have to focus on cash flow. But the biggest advantage in Rebirth is having loadout guns. You don't have to think about, you know, what floor loot gun am I using? Oh, I'm not comfortable with this gun. I need to find a different one. Oh, now a team's rolling up on me because I don't even have a gun and I can't figure it out. Having the ability to grab loadout over and over again, or at least a few times a game, is going to be a huge advantage here, especially when we're talking about guns like this, like the hipfire PPSH, that just gives you a massive advantage against enemies. So we're going to go ahead and push in here. We have 14 kills. I've never seen this happen with the window before where I get stuck, but I guess it is what it is. We got 5 other teams still up here. And again, we're focusing on aim, information, and just basic movement. Information, I have 1 to the left, right? I know there's 1 over here somewhere, and then I see loadout, right? So I see this loadout drop, and this is information. This gives away that you're going to see loadout drop on the right side of my screen here. This gives away information that there is a team over here. Somebody just grabbed it. And not only did somebody grab it, they're free. They're grabbing loadout. Watch this guy get absolutely smoked here because he's grabbing loadout. There's nothing he can do. He's dead before he even knows. Now, I get 2 pieces of information. I get 1 person down below me here, which I saw, and I get 1 person backside below me here. I'm immediately going to go challenge this backside guy. I don't waste any time. I'm full ammo. I have plates. I'm good to go. There's no need that I had to be scared of that fight right there. That is an anticipation thing where I'm anticipating them. I'm centering my crosshairs. I'm ready to go. Now I hear 1 in the stairs, and you know what? I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm an honest content creator here. I'm going to die again. Now, why am I going to die? I'm a little bit patient. I'm going to grab information here. I know there's 123.2. As I turn this corner, I don't see this guy. I'm perfectly centered on him with my crosshairs. This is great centering. I don't see him. He's kind of in the shadows right here, and what ends up happening is I'm able to get the down, but this guy's ghosted. There were 2 people there. Tough situation with Ghost on Rebirth where you don't really have that information. It is what it is. So when I talk about dying there, that is lack of anticipation. I was only expecting 1 person. That is my own fault for dying right there. And it is what it is. So let's go ahead and fast forward until we're back in here. Now let's talk about this. This is a little bit of an aggressive play, but I do want to use this as an opportunity to talk about another bonus tip for you. Now let's just assume a hypothetical situation here that loadout is not actually here, right? Take this loadout off the map. Loadout is no longer there, even though it actually is. I want to play this a little bit aggressive here. I was feeling good. So your next bonus tip is going to be always remember where you kill people. And the reason I tell you to do that is because, as I mentioned earlier, the biggest advantage in Rebirth is having loadout guns. And when you know where you killed somebody, that is going to give you an opportunity to potentially get loadout guns. So what happens here is I see these 2 guys right here. I knew, remember the team wipe that I just got up here at Nova where I killed the guy on Lodi and then I rotated backside and killed the other guy? I'm going to go ahead and grab his guns quickly. I'm going to grab his sniper. I'm going to grab his Milano. I'm going to push up. I'm going to get the first kill right here. They have no idea that I'm here. Grab the second one right there. That's 2 downs. That's 2 easy kills. Now, if I rotate all the way over to Lodi, I don't get these kills. And, or again, going back to my example, I don't actually know Lodi's loadies there, or there isn't a loadie there, I'm able to get loadout guns. That is a massive, massive advantage. Even though it's the Milano, it's better than worrying about floor loot. Now, if I can get a better loadout gun, then I'll go ahead and grab it. But for now, I'm okay with the Milano. So we're going to go ahead and push in here, trying to see what I can find. Again, struggling with audio a little bit. I see one right there. Be careful with my snipers with the flinch, because if this guy gets a good jump on me, I am smoked. I can't even get a shot off with the sniper. Now, I end up hearing one behind me here. So I'm going to go ahead and challenge this way. Boom. We hip fire a little bit, and we're able to get the down and the thirst right there. 2 over in Grandma's house. Now, we talk about information. Using the minimap to our advantage. I dodge the stab attacks. I push in. Don't really get a good jump there. So I'm going to go ahead and reposition here. We've got 19 kills. We have 2 other people, or 2 other teams, I'm sorry. We have 4 other people. 4 other people.
Yeah, it was me coughing.
So I'm just trying to see what I can find here. Gonna quick peek. Don't really see anything. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep rotating. I'm just kind of trying to play fast here. I want to kill this team, but watch this 500 IQ play right here, by the way. I'm very proud of this play. To any of you that don't know what a PDS is, what a PDS is, when you grab this and throw it down, essentially what it does is it creates a safety net where the gas doesn't affect you, right? So you can throw it in gas, stay in the circle for a limited amount of time, and you will not take gas damage. So watch how I actually use this.
Grandma's looking at me.
I'm going to go ahead and push up here. I'm going to push roof.
Where? Show me.
I'm going to rotate over, trying to play a different angle, right? I can't really play this window below me. I know they're still in there. I can't really play this window below me. I can't jump through here. So watch. We're going to play roof. I'm going to jump here. I'm going to throw this here. And now I can actually go into gas. I don't have to worry about a gas mask being put on. I don't have to worry about taking gas damage. So I get one, and now I'm in zone right here. So now I'm in a good spot. T-Cap's able to get the last one. Now we're going to go ahead and rotate over here. Got 20 kills, still 2 other teams. We got 3 other people. Let's keep rotating.
God, you like that 500 IQ play?
500 IQ play. Don't really have information about where they are, right?
I threw the nebula down and then challenged the guy.
Bing! Hit the snipe. Let's go. And notice that people did respawn. So we have 2 other teams, 4 other people now. 4 other people. So we're going to go ahead and get this thirst. This thirst is going to give me all the information that I need right here. And you know what's funny? I see one right there. Now notice there's 2 on my level right here. There's 1 on the corner, 1 a little bit further back. So I'm going to go ahead and challenge. I'm going to get this thirst. The person who gets the thirst gets the pings on the minimap. Now I'm going to turn this corner. I'm going to hit that guy with all my shots. And notice just a little bit of jump there. A little bit of jump. Like I said, basic movement. I know jumping's a little bit tougher, but basic movement allows me to avoid a few bullets, allows me to win that gunfight, even with the Milano. I'm going to turn the corner, anticipate, boom, we hit the shots. He thinks I'm cheating because, I don't know. He thinks I'm cheating. He didn't have any idea how I knew he was there, but that's the rebirth dynamic. Now, last guy right here, let's talk about this situation, and I want to really break this down. We just cleared this area, right? We cleared tents, and there's 1 person alive. Where would you guess that this person is? My guess is going to be control. 1 person left. We just cleared this whole entire side of tents. So I'm going to go ahead and push up. I hear a metal door above me. Somebody go ahead and challenge. Watch the centering, right? This is something so minuscule that I do. Right here as I turn this corner, notice how I'm centered my crosshairs, and I'm just checking. I'm checking. He might be in this corner. I can still win that fight here, but it's not just the full send of the roof. Now I know he's roof, so I'm going to go ahead and play this way and watch how we just finish this game up right here. So 3 tips for average players looking to get better. 5 minutes of aim practice. Focus on getting information up and making smart pushes so you don't get 2 stacked and 3 stacked, and really just focus on basic movement like strafing. Bonus tips, start using better guns. As I would say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.